Welcome to a new video, everybody. Hope you're doing well. I'm super excited. I'm in my favorite place on the entire planet again, the beautiful greenhouse from Dennerle Plants. Like, this place is amazing, guys. So I'm here for 2 days. I'm going to be setting up 2 tanks as well for the Interzoo trade show, which is happening end of May, I believe. So this video will be about the first tank. It's going to be like a Dutch style tank, so we're just going to showcase all the beautiful plants that Dennerle has to offer. So yeah, can't wait to get started. So let's just start collecting some plants. So we've literally just hijacked one of the offices here at Dennerle Plants and kind of turned it into an aquascaping studio. So we're going to be filming it for my channel, and we'll also be filming it for the Dennerle Plants YouTube channel. So I'll put a link to that YouTube channel in the video description. Definitely check that out. So this is the tank that we're going to be scaping today. This is the new line of aquariums from Dennerle. This is the OptiWide range with extra clear glass, looking really good. Like I said, it's going to be a Dutch style tank, so we've got a really good selection of healthy plants just straight from the greenhouse. Super amazing to just pick your own plants straight from the greenhouse. So we have some classics like the Staurogyne repens, we have some AR mini, then we have some new plants as well. So this is the Eriocaulon cinereum. It's a difficult plant, but we're going to give it a try. What else we have? This is a plant that I've never used before. Lobelia Cardinalis. So yeah, we just have a really good selection, and we're just going to showcase them all as a Dutch style. So we're all ready to get started with the Dutch style tank. Here is just making the final adjustments to the camera work. So we have a GoPro, we have 1 camera, we have 2 cameras. So 4 cameras in total. So we're going to give you this scape from every single angle. I just finished preparing the plants. So here we have all the beautiful plants from Dennerle. There's a lot of plants going in here, so we're going to have a good result from the very beginning. So can't wait to get started. As always, we're first starting with a nice layer of aquasoil, and for this 35-liter aquarium, we've used an entire 8-liter bag of Dennerle Scaper soil. I'm still making a slope towards the back, even though technically with a Dutch style tank it's not really necessary, because we will create that sense of depth with the positioning and the trimming of the plants. But I still prefer to have a nice thin layer in front and a thicker layer in the back. This also makes more sense for the plant roots. Foreground plants will make relatively small root systems compared to bigger background plants. Before we start planting, I always like to first make a planting map with all the labels. This was a trick that I learned from Juris a while ago, and it really helps to finalize the positioning of the plants. Also, the labels have a little image of how the plant looks when it's fully grown, so it also helps to visualize how the end result is going to look. Once all the labels are in and any final adjustments have been made, it's time to start planting. And the first plant to go in is the Hygrophila Araguaia. This is a beautiful reddish plant, and with enough light and CO2, this plant will grow horizontally. With this Dutch style aquascape, we want to create a lot of contrast in colors and textures. So we started with a red plant, and now we're going to continue with a green plant, Micranthemum tweediei, more commonly known as Monte Carlo. It's one of the easiest carpeting plants and a bestseller here at Dennerle. The next plant is also green. We're now planting Eleocharis pusilla, or dwarf hairgrass. What I like about dwarf hairgrass is that it doesn't need to be trimmed as often as, let's say, a carpet of Monte Carlo, so it's a bit more low maintenance. The last plant to go in the foreground is Eriocaulon cinereum. This is a plant that you don't see very often, I guess because it's a bit more difficult, but it's very interesting. The leaves are really spiky, and they can also flower underwater, and the flowers look like large antennas, so it's a very interesting plant. And I'm curious to see how it will develop in this tank. Then we're moving more towards the mid-ground, The next plant is used very often in those classic Dutch style tanks, and that is Lobelia Cardinalis mini. Because it's grown immersed, the leaves are very purple right now, but once this plant adapts to submerged conditions, the leaves will be bright green, which will then give a nice contrast with the red plant in front of it. The opposite is true for the next plant, Ludwigia inclinata verticillata, which is green right now, but will turn a beautiful red color once it starts growing. And this plant I'm very excited about because this is a new plant in the Dennerle range, which will be available for sale in a couple of weeks from now. Moving on to a plant that looks almost identical immersed, Pogostemon deccanensis or Pogostemon erectus. I'm planting this one in one line from just behind the Monte Carlo all the way to the background. And later on, by trimming it very low in front and keeping it longer in the back, you get a really cool effect. In classic Dutch style tanks you call this a street. And we will do the same thing with a few other plants. Time for another red plant. This is one of my personal favorites, Ludwigia palustris super red. It's going right next to the Pogostemon, and these two plants together will create a huge contrast. The Ludwigia with deep red and round leaves, and the Pogostemon with bright green and pointy leaves. I think it's going to look amazing. The left side is now done, but on the right side we still have to add 4 different types of plants. 1 red, 1 orange and 2 green plants. Starting with the red, of course an obvious choice is the Alternanthera reineckii mini. This will look really nice just behind the hairgrass and the Eriocaulon. Then another green plant, Staurogyne repens. This one is planted just behind the AR mini, but I think the S repens will grow much slower, so it might take a few weeks before it will be taller than the red plant in front of it. So we have a lot of different shades of green, some red and some purple. To make it even more colorful, we're going to plant Rotala orange juice. One plant left, and that is the Hemianthus glomeratus, more commonly known as pearlweed. This is the smallest stem plant that we have used in here, and by having it all the way in the back, it will help to boost that sense of depth. Okay, we're done with the planting. I'm really happy with the end result. I think it looks great already. There's already a lot of contrast going on. Next up is to fill the aquarium up with water. First we're going to move the aquarium to Yuri's office. He has a little display there where the tank is going to be just taken care of and maintained. Fill up with water, then we install the technique and we're done.